Hi, good evening everyone. Can you please pardon me with some 10 minutes of your time for me to explain some certain things to you. And then for this video, I'll just be talking, I'll be explaining to you about the proving of the general formula, which is what I probably widely used in senior high schools in Ghana. And they know the general formula, which is the general quadratic formula, which is minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac all over 2a. It was obtained for the general. It was obtained for the quadratic equation, which is what ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. And then it's through this where we'll be using completing of squares to get our general formula, which is our general quadratic formula, which is minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac all over 2a. And as I said, we'll be using what we call the completing of squares method. And then to use the completing of squares method to get our answer, first of all, we'll divide here by what? A, here by a, here by a, also here by a. A here will cancel a here, so we have x squared plus bx all over a plus c all over a, which is equal to 0. Now from here, what we'll do next will be that we'll subtract c all over a from this side and subtract 0 minus c from the other side too. So we have x squared plus bx all over a plus c all over a minus c all over a, which is equal to 0 minus c all over a. So from this point, this will go away with this. That will be giving us 0. But for this side, this can be subtracted from this. So we'll now be having minus c all over a. So we have x squared plus bx all over a, which is equal to minus c all over a. From this point, as I said, we'll be using completing of squares. So from this side, what we'll do next will be that we say x squared plus bx all over a plus. So the next step is that we divide this side by 2. After that, we square it. But first of all, what we do is this side we're having it b all over 2a, and that will be all squared. And then from that, we'll do same to this side, and then that will be minus c all over a plus b all over 2a squared. And then from this side, you could see that this x somehow it was not supposed to be written here, but rather it was supposed to be here. But coming to the next step, we have x squared plus b all over a, x plus b all over 2a plus a all squared, which will be equals to minus c all over a plus b all over 2a, which will also be squared. So you could see that part of this we'll go away with this, and then part of our x will go away with our x2. So we have something like this: x plus b all over our 2a all squared, which will be equals to minus c all over a plus. And then if we come to this side, because this is the square of the whole, this one we'll now be having something like this: b squared all over 2a. That'll be 4a squared, because the square of this will be giving us b squared, and then 2 square will also be giving us 4, and the a will also be giving us a squared. So from here you could see, like, what we'll do next is that we have to divide this side by the denominator of this, which is what, 4a squared. So, and they know, because we've divided this side by this, and we divided the under of what, minus c all over a by 4a squared. So what we do, you could see that a will cancel a here, and then we'll be having something as this: x plus b over 2a all squared, which will be equals to. So after we've done our cancelling with this one, we'll now be having something as this: minus 4ac all over our denominator 4a squared plus or b squared all over or 4e squared. And then from this side you could also see that this and this, they are the same, and they know, like, already, like, we can pick one of them, but still let's leave them so that we work further. Like, if we go further, like, we could see how, like, we could break them down, and then we just work them out to then get our formula. So, and then you could see that the negative sign here is disturbing the rest. So what we do is that we have to bring what, the b squared to the other side and send this one to the other side. So it has to be something like this: x plus b over 2a square, which will be equals to b over 4a square minus 4ac all over 4a square. So we're having something like this: x plus b all over 2e all squared, which is equals to. So from here we'll pick one of the denominators, which will be minus b squared minus 4ac all over 4a squared. So, and then from here we take square root sign of this part and also square root here, so that this will go away with this, and then we'll now be having something as this. And then still we have to take square root of this side, so that this will also go away with this. So we have x plus b all over 2a, which will be equals to plus or minus square root of what, b squared minus 4ac all over. So the squared have already cancelled this one, so we'll now be having what, 2, not 4a squared. So we'll now be having 2a, and then we could see for now this denominator here and then this denominator here, they are now the same. We can say, like, that's their LCM, they are now the same. So what we'll do is that we'll say x is equals to x plus b minus b all over 2a, which is equals to, so we subtract b from this side, which will also be minus b plus or minus square root of what? B squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So from here, b minus b will be getting 0, and then 0 minus 2a will be 0 divided by 2a will be getting 0. So now x is equals to minus b plus or minus square root of what? B squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And then we've now obtained our what? Our general quadratic formula from the what? From the quadratic equation. And then viewers, I go by the name Bolosule Saka, and I'm with the Team Saka channel. Thank you for your attention and then your time. Thank you.